Hello, I am back, hopefully. I've been suffering with allergies. I'm still not quite right, but I've been able to get through the day without, or quite a few days without taking allergy medicine, and I just don't do well on them. So I'm hoping I can get through a video without sneezing my head off. So I have I have so many videos I want to do. I'm so far behind. But I want to share, I shared this on Instagram yesterday. These little, I call them Happy Mail bags. It's not my idea. I've seen them everywhere, like stuffed bags and in pockets and stuff like that. This is just my kind of take on it. And I have loads of these bags. I have tons of them. I'm signing them now. But yeah, I have a bunch ready with pieces and parts cut out, hoping that I could do this video. So this is kind of like the bag that I'm using when I get an Etsy order. And I always send samples of things that I make in my shop, because I always make a little extra here or there, or a handmade item. And one of the items I make, and I've shared this on Instagram, is a little personalized tag. I used to stamp the tag itself, and then I thought, well, what if they wanted to give that as a gift or use it in a journal? Then it's kind of like, you know. So I started this, and these are out of my file folder scraps. I have a bin of those. So yeah, so I just made, now I do the stamp this on here, and I'm basically using one piece of paper, and I do have leftover scraps, which I have included in with the Happy Mail bag. If I have enough scraps that I think they could make something out of, I'll include that in there. And it just basically has two pockets in it. And I use a small little scrap for the top here just to decorate that and put a little eyelet on there, just like that. So yeah, these are the ones I made this morning. These are for Etsy orders. This one here is the same as this bag. I just changed it, and when I show you the assemble of the bag, I'll show you what I mean. Like on this one, you can see the bottom or the top pocket underneath this bottom pocket. So what I decided to do is move that pocket down so that that sew line is underneath there and you don't see it, and that just gives you a little bit taller pocket on the bottom for things, and you can still see this decorative edge. I have a few decorative border edges. Right now my most popular one is this one that I'm using. I kind of have, you know, my favorites. I'll just show you what I have. So these are ready to go, and I usually ask my customers if there's any samples that they would like, if they have a favorite color. That way I can include things that they're actually going to like and they will use. And then I will just put stuff in here and put stuff in there, where before I was just putting everything in just to like a cellophane bag and it was all over the place. So this is better, you know. I've seen everybody do them, and this is just my take on it. Let's see, let me put this in a safe place. Let me just take a drink because I feel I've just got some water and some apple juice. Sorry. Alright, I got a bunch. I have more, but these are the ones I picked up where I just took scraps and a pad of paper. This thing, I have to tell you, I have had this pad of paper for a long time. I want to say I either got it at Hobby Lobby, but I'm thinking Joann's. Yeah, I think I got it at Joann's. So I've been pulling papers out of here, and from the front you think, oh, it's nothing special, but it's got maps and it's got colored papers, which is really cool. I mean, when you start cutting them down and doing what I'm doing for the pockets, and these are nice and thin too. I like working with the thin papers that, you know, you can really do a lot. I mean, they're really pretty. I mean, there's a lot here. 180 sheets. And they're 8.5 by 11. So this size here works out perfect for my bags, and I still have a scrap left over to either A, make them something, or just include it in the bag. So yeah, that's Park Lane. So let me just show you. Here's one here, this polka dot one. Not sure if that came out of there or not. I have a couple small paper pads I was trying to use up. And basically I just measured the front of the bag to see. Sorry, I have to take another drink. So sorry. And just kind of made it just a little bit smaller because I wanted to see the bag. So I cut these pieces first, and then I was mindful of, like, this one here is music paper that I made sure, I can never tell which way these go, but that, you know, the orientation was correct. And for these size bags, I think it's 7-inch tall by 6-inch wide. So that's pretty good. I mean, you know. Then I cut my pockets, and I will change that for my next one because I'm changing this pocket. This is just, the pockets are made out of the premium tracing paper. That's it. So these are my scraps from that one whole sheet of cardstock. Seems like that doesn't go. Seems like I should have another piece, but this is what I have. I'm not really sure how I cut that. Could that be like that? Yeah. So yeah. So this would be on here, and then I have these two scraps. Well, this scrap here is perfect for my pocket trim. So I think that's, and you can make it, it doesn't have to be exactly how I'm doing it. I'm just giving you an idea. If you have bags, you could, what you could do. So I basically would cut this in half. I'm just going to line that up, cut it with my my ruler and my rotary. Sorry. I'm just going to cut this in half. And this is going to be the tops of my pockets. It doesn't have to be exact. You just make it the way you want it. So the trim I used piece, I got this one for my birthday last month. And usually I have these all set up in a, I can find one, like this, you know, all ready to go with a sample on the back. And this is taller, so I needed the larger bag. And that's usually what I do. I have a video on this. It has all my information, cutting size and everything, and then a piece of magnet on the inside to hold my pieces. So I haven't done that with that yet, but I've used it a lot. Just haven't had time to do that. So this is the one I'm using. I've used this one too, but I really love this one right now. So this is kind of my favorite. I've used this one. You can use this. And I believe that it only cuts the center out. It doesn't cut the top. So you could put it down here, I think. I would have to cut one out on a scrap to see. I should have had examples, but I don't. I've just been really using this one here. And so basically what I do, it's not going to cut this edge here. And that's probably what this piece is right here. This probably cuts right here, I'm thinking. But I haven't played with it a lot. Just this one here. And I just line this up on the bottom because it's going to cut that scallop. So I'll do that. I have another one too that I've used. I think this is 6. Is this 6 wide? Would that work? Yeah, that would work. This one here, this is a nice one too. I've used this one a lot too. It works really well. For like, I've got examples in here. It's very, oh, I'm way over there. Sorry. It's very detailed. It's like lace. You could do it on a page. You could just continue going. You don't have to make this size. You can just keep going. That's really cool too. So I've used that. You could use, and I have this one here that has borders too. This is Spellbinders. This one is Spellbinders. Like, see how they have it on here? Oopsie. They've got this at the bottom and that at the top, so I could use 2 of them. If I made this pocket wider, I could do 2, but I'm just doing it really fast just to make something to put a bag for my customers. I'm not getting crazy, but these are really cool too. I've used these and they're like edges. So see, that would be cool too, right there. I've even done where I cut, let me grab it out so that you can understand, a background. Like this one, where I've cut this out of the tracing paper. Cut the tracing paper, and then I just put the paper in the background. I've done that too. So there's so many different variations. Maybe I might do another video and have like all the options you could do. You just don't have to do just like these trims. You can use backgrounds. You can do anything for pockets. So that's another large one. Yeah. So yeah, these are all my background dies. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead with this one here before I get my video in before I lose my voice. All right, I haven't been outside at all today, so that's a good thing. All right, I'm going to cut this out. Make sure I'm within that line because it's only going to cut down here. Just making sure that's not moving on me. Grab another piece of tape. There's a piece of tape there. Cutting plate right here. It's a little long, but that's okay. And I forgot my tray because this die here is messy because it's lacy, but it's really cool. It's so worth it. So basically what I would do is cut these, and you could make this trim as wide as you want. Now, you know, you could make it wider if you wanted. And pull that out. Grab my little brush. I've got a foam thing too. I didn't want to have to get up 100 times, but there we go. Really cool die. I love this die. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and I waited for their 40% off. So I can't remember how much it was, but I did the 40%. Okay, there's usually a lot of little bits to poke out, but there's another one right there. But look how cool that is. That is so cool. All right, so there's one. I need 2 of those, so I'm going to do this again, but let me get the stuff out. Oh, being stubborn. Okay. Ambulance, which is a rarity here. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. All right, I'm just going to line this up on the edge here. Oopsie. Okay. Because it's just going to cut that bottom edge. So you could make this really wide and get that other piece in there like they show on here on the top. I mean, you could just keep going if you had other ones that didn't cut the top. But yeah. All right, so I'm going to cut that. I think I'm good there. It's going to pop at the end because it's a little bit longer, and it's doing that warping banana thing that Tim talks about, but that's only because I'm using this precision base plate, which I love, and it gives me a clean, crisp finish. And I'm okay with bending this back. It doesn't bother me one bit. So that's that. I don't need this anymore. So let me move this out of the way. tape off. I really need to get some of that mint tape from scrapbook.com. All right, I want that. It's easier if you do it while it's in the die. You'll have better luck getting everything out. There, that's good. Stick this back in here. Eventually I'll get that fixed up. So I just need this. Okay, I think I got it. That looks pretty good. Get rid of this. I'm going to run out of room here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is glue these to, grab a piece of paper. I'm going to glue these to the tops of here, and I should have cut these at 6 inches to match here, but I didn't, so I've got a little bit of extra, which is okay. So I'm just going to snip that off. That might be a good scrap for something. Not sure. I see another piece of paper. Okay. I think I'm good there. All right, I'm going to glue this. And I'm using this fine tip that I got at Hobby Lobby and where the paint and markers are section. And I'm not gluing up here because I want to be able to line that up here and be able to move it. If I put glue on there, then it's gonna fight me. Plus, I'm gonna sew a line up here. So I'm gonna try to do this real fast. And I love this fine tip. You have to put quite a bit of pressure, but for the amount of glue that comes out, it's like perfect. And I'm just going around the bottom, just following some of the loops because I want to get that bottom edge glued. I don't know if you can see, but and then this side here on the edge where it's going to be close, I put glue on all of it. Then I'm just going to run a small bead of glue right there, hopefully. And then the tricky part, glue this on the top straight, hopefully. Just going to tack that down like that. Oopsie. A little hard to see without getting my head in the way. I'm just going to tap it down and then burnish it on my paper so that if there's any excess glue oozing out, it'll stick to my paper. And just be mindful of the tracing paper, that anything that you do, moving it around, bending it, it has a memory. So if I crinkle this, it's going to have that in there. So I'm being kind of gentle with it. But look how beautiful that is. So there's that. Did I not get it up all the way? I might have to trim a little bit off the top there. Okay. let me get this one glued. Just going to trim it. All right, do my glue real fast here. And I'm just picking a circle that will go with that one so I can just move freely. Basically want that bottom edge to stick. I mean, if it doesn't stick down and it just hangs, I'm okay with that too, but if my customer decides to use it in a journal or for something, at least it'll be somewhat stuck down. Run a small bead of glue right here. A lot does not come out. I mean, you have to really squeeze it hard, but I have just a tiny little sewing pin in there. And then this little cap that came with it. So far, so good. Knock on wood, it's been working out. So let me see if I can get this one a little bit straighter. I'm not going for perfect. That one's better. Burnish it from the back side, and then I'll flip it over and hit it with my finger. If there's any glue there, it'll stick to itself and just rub off. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, I'm going to assemble the bag, which goes pretty quickly. If you do all of these at once, it goes really quickly. So one pocket's going to go up here and then one down here, but first I'm going to sew on the top of this line. So I'm going to sew this and this, and I'll be right back. And my scissors. Okay, there's one. Okay, there's two. I wish I could fit everything over here, but it's just too much. So basically all I did was sew a line here and here. That just holds, sandwiches the two together, and when putting things in and out of the pocket, I know it's going to hold up. And plus it looks cute. Now I'm just going to burnish that down, because when you sew on these, it pulls everything out on the back side. And I learned this from Rhonda Winstead, and I use it all the time now for everything when you're sewing on paper. Okay, so basically I want to pull the front threads to the back. So if you pull on that back thread, you should be able to see a loop and be able to pull that to the back. So I'm going to do that on all of these, just so I know that they're not gonna show on the front. And then I'm just gonna tie them off and clip them. I did back stitch, but they will still, when it's paper, they still will pop out. Okay, now my fingers are dry from working in the garden. I think we have most of our vegetables in. Our next big project is our black raspberry area, and it's huge, and right now it's a jungle. So yeah, not looking forward to that, but it needs to be done. I'll try to take before and after pictures for Instagram. All right, let me pull these two to the back. I just love that die, I really do. Not sure if that one feels kind of tight. I'm not sure if it's going to come willingly, but I got it. And I'm going to try to take it easy on handling these because the tracing paper will bend and crease and will not look good if you crumble it. Come on. My fingers are so dry. Throat's dry. It's threatening to have a thunderstorm here. We sure need it. It would wash a lot of that pollen that's out there for sure. Come on. Okay. Now my new ones that I make, I will make this bottom pocket a little bit smaller because of the new way I'm doing it. So basically I'm just putting it down, and you can do it however you want. I just use my ruler, put that there, and then line that up with the ruler there. And I'm going to put some tape to hold this real quick. I mean, you can do your pockets however you want it. So basically that pocket's going to be there, and what I was doing is putting this pocket here, but it made you see that in the background where I sewed that, because I sew this on first, then I put this on and sew it. So now what I'm going to do after I sew this, I'm moving this down so that that sew line is on top of that sew line and you don't see it. So when I assemble my new bags and get them ready to process, I will make this bottom pocket the right size, make it a little bit smaller. I'll measure it, excuse me, and that way all I have to do is line it up with the bottom like this, but I really want it down here. So I'm going to put a piece of tape here. I might need a new tape because that tape looks kind of like it might want to stick forever. Put a piece of tape here, then I'll take this one off. Then I'm going to go to my sewing machine. I'll be right back. I'm just going to sew real close to that line, and then I'll be right back. Okay. So there's that. There's the top pocket. So I'm going to pull these to the back. You don't have to have one of these. You can use this or whatever. Any kind of pokey tool you have. I used to sew clothing and all that, so I got all the little goodies. Just gonna tie this off. Okay, I need to hurry. Let's see where I'm at. 36 minutes and hubby will be getting out of work soon. Actually, sorry, I need to disengage something on my phone before it come on. I need a new phone. I got a new phone. I just need to get it set up. There we go. Sorry. Okay, did I tie that one? I think I did tie that one. Yep. Okay. Okay. This one, did I tie this one too? I think I did. Let's just say I did. Okay, so now, before I would, like I said, I would just line this up here and sew it, but then you can see that through there. So I'm going to move this down to here so that this sew line is on top of that sew line. It just gives it a smaller pocket on the bottom and I'd just be able to put taller things in there, and I'm okay with that. It's just a Happy Mail bag. Nothing special. Just to put goodies in. What? I thought I turned that off. That's so weird. I turn alarms off on my phone and then they go off anyways. So bizarre. Alright, I think I'm good with that. I'm going to put a piece of tape right here. I need a couple. Where's my, oh, because I'm going to sew all the way around. I was trying to make this video quick. So it's not so long, but there's a lot of things to explain. Alright, I'm going to trim that off. And I don't know if I'm comfortable with my small trimmer doing that, so I'm just going to do it right here. Okay, I'm going to use this. This is one of the reasons why I have this grid map, a mat on my desk, because you can just on the fly do stuff like that. And this I would save. This is tracing paper, yeah. I mean, it's a small little piece, but it would make a good belly band for something. If you needed to package something up and wrap it around, it will work. So I will save that piece. I use those all the time for packaging things. Okay, so there's that. Oh, and the other thing I'm going to do is round my corners. So let me do that. I gotta grab for everything. And I'm using the 1/2 inch. I like it for this. So yeah. I love this polka dot paper. Really cute. Okay, so I did my corners. It doesn't get it very good, but if you flip it over and do it again, it'll take that little notch off that it leaves. It's just a little awkward because it's not all sewn together yet. Okay, and see, I'll have this extra piece for embellishing their personalized tag as well. So yeah, okay. So basically I'm just going to sew all the way around here. So I'll be back. And the stopping and starting that you hear is just me going around the corners. Okay, that's it. I got a little pucker there, but that's because I was hurrying. Pull these off, and my stop and start was going around the corner. I always sew, and this is kind of slippery too, which I would recommend taking your time. Sew with my needle down, and then I pivot like 3 times. I go here, and then I stop here with my needle down, turn it, sew a stitch, turn it, sew a stitch, turn it, sew a stitch, and it'll kind of give you a nice little curve. So I like that. All right, I'm just going to pull these to the back. There's one. Come on. There's 2. So this goes together pretty quickly. I've done a mass making of these and had a whole bunch, and I've used them up already. So I just find joy in making them. I really do. I'm tying all 4 of these together because it's going to get glued down anyways. Okay. So I'm just going to trim this off. Okay. So now I'm just going to glue this down here. So let me grab my glue and wait till you see my glue. Where did my thing go? Thought I had it. Oh yeah, I had a mess, so I had these. Okay. My glue split right here open. I had to put tape on it. I have never had that happen. I don't know what happened. It just like separated. Let's see. I got an old one here. I have trouble getting it out. I don't know if it's something new or what, but the whole thing split right here, all the way around. Like perfect, like where it was put together. So bizarre. So anyways, I taped it. So I had trouble getting my glue out. So, all right, just making sure hubby's not trying to message me. All right, and I'm just going right here on the line. Come on. I have my Sugar Bell bottle. My glue has been in there a long time, and I think it's got dry, so I need to probably get another bottle. I can't get the glue out. I don't know what happened. And I struggle with this bottle because I don't have the strength. So I'll probably get a new bottle. It's going to take forever and a day to get around this, but I'll get it. Sorry, this is probably like watching grass grow or something. But I'm just happy to be able to do a video here without having issues. Okay, that's it for that. And then I'm going to glue with Scotch Create glue in the center, just because I like how I should have done it first, but that's okay. Just because I like how smooth it goes, and it gives me time to move it. Oopsie. Okay. All right. Oops. Train wreck, I tell you. All right, let's see where the top is. That's the top. And I'm just eyeballing, not going for perfect. Wherever it wants to lay down, that I'm happy with that. And then I'm just going to varnish it down. And I've got an old junky bone folder that I use. I'm just going to go around. Because I know that glue is right there. And then I'll go back over with my finger, because that glue does ooze through the stitched line, which is okay, because then I know I got a good grab there. And then I'll just go inside the bag and just give it a press where the glue stick, where I put the glue stick. That probably was a whole lot of crinkle noise, but I think it's crooked, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. And usually what I do is make a bunch of these, and then I have this book that I got from the dollar store, this one here, and then I just put them in here and get them laying flat and put something heavy on top of it till they dry, because this does say to let dry for a certain amount of time. Wearable after 2 hours, washable after 24 hours. And I've noticed that I can glue something like this with this and still be able to peel it back up after a certain amount of time. So I'm thinking the longer it sits, you know, and once it's dry, then it's good. So I'm still getting glue popping out. And these little glue pieces from the Fabrifix, I just pick them up with a, I need to take this off. Let me see if I can get this off. Yeah. This is just a lint roller that I keep on my desk. Well, come on you. There we go. And it will pick up, well, it picks up anything, but as far as the little glue pieces for that glue that you're wiping off things, they really grab to this. It's awesome. That way it's not on your floor. I don't know if you have carpet, or I've got laminate fake wood. So, I mean, they get, if they get on the floor, they get caught in your chair wheels and stuff like that. So now I just push everything to the back of my desk, and then I just take that and go over it. So yeah, so now this is ready to put a tag in or put goodies in. So if I was making a customer's order, I would just fill it up with things that maybe they want, or things that I think they want, or surprise them. But yeah, I think I like the bigger pocket in the bottom there. But look how cute. And that was just simple paper. Really simple. Doesn't have to be expensive paper. You know, any of your scraps, the 8.5 by 11 is what I used, and look at what I have left over, and I still have enough to make their personalized tag. And you know, this would just be stuff that I would, well, I wouldn't put that in there. But, and here's another border thing that I have too. I don't know where that one is. I've used that one too. That one works really well. It doesn't go all the way across, but that's okay. I like it. That's there. So see, anything, you can just put all their goodies in there, and then it has a nice presentation. Or this would fit probably in a journal. It's 6, well, it's a little over 6 inches. So there's 6 inches right there, you know, for like the stuffed pockets that people make. So yeah, isn't that a cute idea? I love it. I'm really happy making these. So see, anything, it looks good in there. I try to coordinate to what my customer likes. If they have a favorite color, or if they're working on a specific journal, and just give them bits and pieces of things that I think they might, you know, use, or even a piece of scrap cardstock, like whatever I have left over from there, I could easily put it in there and they could use it for something. So yeah, so that's cool. I didn't want to lose this little piece. Let me put that away. I keep all my tracing paper scraps in here, and I use them. I grab for them all the time now. I put bigger pieces in the back. I've got a butterfly I cut out of tracing paper. I haven't figured out what I want to do with that yet. But yeah, so that's my share for today. Glad I could do a video, and hopefully I'll be back with more videos again. Get back into the swing of it. I did, before I started with the allergies real bad, started on sewing journals, so I really want to get back to those. So yeah, okay, hope everybody is well. Take care, and I'll see you. Bye.